Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The Russians hit Odessa, the port city of Odessa in Ukraine, and the Ukrainians and Western corporate mass media jumped up and said the Russians, already violated what they signed in 24 hours. Well, let's see what they say and how they explain this and what arguments they bring, logical and factual, right? This article comes from Bloomberg, 23rd July 2022. Odessa strike condemned. All right, let's see. Condemnation was swift after Russia struck Odessa's port with cruise missiles a day after officials from Russia and Ukraine signed parallel agreements with Turkey and the United Nations to allow the safe transit of millions of tons of Ukraine grain through the key port transit. Okay, Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukraine has about 10 billion in grain, blah blah blah. So that means help us. We're going to give you that. And he says that they're available for exports. These 20 million tons of grain. Ukraine's president rejected any ceasefire that would allow Moscow to keep territories seized since February. All right, so he says Ukraine and Russia reached deal to unblock grain stranded by war. Yeah, that's what they say, that they are upset that these guys, the Russians, hit the port of Odessa. Okay, did you read the articles from yesterday? If you did, and the statements made by the Ukrainian authorities about the deal done that's the problem, done in Turkey, not with Russia. Did you read it? So it was something like this. They were all tough. They're saying, the Ukrainians, we did not sign anything with Russia. All right, that's the first thing. We did not sign anything with Russia. We signed with United Nations, and that was facilitated by Turkey. Like, Russia was not even involved. That's how they said it. Read the articles. Secondly, again, they said we did not allow the Russians to escort the vessels, or facilitate the transition, the transport of these vessels. They said something about they don't even have to. They don't have any control about the vessels. Maybe just check the the vessels, if they have weapons or not. That's it. In the same time with United Nations and probably Ukraine, the Ukrainians put this issue as if Russia was not even considered. Besides, Russia did not get anything in return, they said. Russia would not have anything, would not go with their ships on the territorial waters of Ukraine, which is logical, right? They are not over there to facilitate the transport or the logistics. So the Russians basically said, according to the Ukrainians, we are out, and you do whatever you want. This is what was reported over there. But the Russians were not responsible for facilitating the transport. That means if it's raining or it's snowing, the Russians are not supposed to shovel the snow and help facilitate the guys' transportation or provide them with anything so they can do. There's still war. They said we are going to allow those ships to come in and out. It doesn't mean that we're going to help you load it, or we're going to just not bomb you. So this is something that is missing right now. And now they say, no, we signed agreements with Russia. Russia signed. Yesterday it was a different tune. Well, they violated 24 hours. I read about 2 or 3 articles. I just looked over them. And this is basic. This is what they say, the Ukrainians. They violated this. Like what? Like bombarding the city of Odessa? Where is the violation? Was there a ceasefire? Is Odessa an open city? Is it declared an open city? Yes or no? It's no in between, weasels. No, it's not an open city. If there would have been an open city and declared an open city, if the Russians agreed to that and all that, then there will be an open city. No attacking, no bombardment, no anything like that. It was not declared. So until it's like that and agreed upon, it's nothing. They can bomb in the war how much they want the military infrastructure. Remember, like the BBC reported when the first bomb was dropped in Hiroshima on the 6th of August 1945. Remember? I heard it with my right ear when what BBC was saying, well, we interrupt this broadcast because the Americans dropped an atomic bomb with a military installation in Hiroshima. Okay, so that's for me, when I listen to this, for me BBC just lost everything that it still had for me. So when I get here in the United States and I speak with older Americans, older meaning 60 and up, something like that, or even with the youngers who they say, yes, well, yeah, it's true that the mass media here is kind of like, yeah, especially Fox News, okay, and then that's the only outlet that spins things. The other ones are not. You should trust the BBC. Yeah, BBC. And you talk with people, is that elderly population, and they say, yeah, BBC trust. Yeah, but these guys are just BBC. And I'm like, I don't even bother to tell them that actually, if you still believe in BBC and you are over 40, there's a problem with you, not with BBC. That means you didn't figure it out yet. By 40, you should figure out that BBC is not what you think it is. If you think that BBC is it could be more balanced. It is more balanced. It used to be, at least when I used to listen to it. I didn't listen to. I'm just reading certain articles nowadays, and I don't see much difference between that and CNN, for instance. Okay. So nevertheless, this is the thing with the grains. The Russians did not agree to a ceasefire. Zelensky did not agree with a ceasefire. What are you talking about? They're not going to hit your tankers or the tankers that come to pick up the grain, and they will not interfere with blocking them and not allowing them to come in and out unless they they find weapons or something like that. That's all the Russians agreed upon, as far as I know, regarding this. They didn't say, we're not going to hit anything in the radius of 10 miles from the port. Did you see Odessa? How big it is? Anyway, it doesn't mean you can do whatever you want over there. Now, Odessa is a new Weimar Republic or something. Parties and all kind of naughty stuff, and inflation, and contraband, and illegalities, and it was the perfect liberal whatever. That's another lie we're fed. It was a disgusting perversion of our civilization. But nevertheless, yes, I said it, and I will stick by it because there's evidence. So let's go back to Odessa. Odessa is not an open city. Odessa, no ceasefire here between the guys. The Russians did not say, okay, we're not going to shoot. Yeah, they're going to bomb how much they want the military installations. Thank you very much for being with me again today. And listen, and I'm not here for Russia. I'm not here for them. People might say, you're for Russia. I think the Russians, and in this case as well, I think that they are right. And if they're right, I'm sorry. If these guys are feeding us lies, I will say it. I don't care. I'm not for or against. But when you have a Zelensky who says that we're not going to discuss with Russia unless Russia goes back to the frontier where it came from in February 24th, I'm thinking, why? Then we're going to negotiate. What prevented you before 24th of February to negotiate? The Russians were not there, but you didn't. So you see, this is bullshit. That's why I point things out. And they call him Ukrainian president. And all that, and the prime minister again, and they fight for Ukraine. They're the great for the nation of Ukraine. They destroyed that country. They destroyed that country. That's my assessment as an individual. Can I have it? And look what's going on, and it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse. What, those guys care? No, they're the defenders. They're the heroes. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.